All right. Welcome everybody to our Unsung Heroes Blends edition. I'm Britta Demler, Donna Halterman's here with me, and we've got a bunch of people watching as well on Zoom. And if you're watching the recording, we are so glad that you are interested in learning more about oils and about Young Living. So Young Living is the standard in essential oils. They've set the standard, and they've been around for 28 years, I believe. They are super specific about what they offer and where those products come from. And so I so appreciate that. I know that if it has Young Living on the label, then I know that I'm getting quality, okay? Because they have a seed to seal standard. It's a lot of S's in a row. That is so amazing. And that they are so specific by. So for everything from the seed that goes into the ground to how it's grown, the products that they put on it, they actually weed control weeds and pests with essential oils and with sheep in a lot of fields. Or would they hand dig the weeds? They know they have the biggest library, essential oil library in the world. And in part of their library, they know how to distill and at what point do you cut the crops, and how do you dry the plants or the flowers out? How long does it need to sit there? Does it need to go right into the cooker? All of that is so there. They talk about science now, trust the science. I trust Young Living science. There's not a whole lot of other sciences right now I'm trusting, but Young Living, I know that they really truly set the standard. So, and then, by the time it goes into the distiller, to how long it's in there, and then to the bottle, if it has a Young Living label, I know I can trust it. So I've been using oils for 15 years. There are many that we apply them topically. We use them aromatically in a diffuser, which I forgot to turn on tonight. And I have taken most of them internally at some point or other in my life in some way, whether it's through a drink, like maybe I put some in my water, whether it's through capsules. Suppositories is a good way to get them internally. And you guys, don't let anything gross you out, because if your body needs it, you need to get it in there, okay? And certainly applying it on your skin. Your skin's your largest organ, so it's going to get absorbed right in. Anyway, Young Living truly sets the standard. I'm going to mute you guys all real quick. And so then later, if you have stories you want to share, you can unmute yourselves, okay? And share them. So we are talking about blends tonight. Blends are a combination of single oils. So we're going to talk about, the first one is called Aroma Siez. And this blend contains basil, marjoram, lavender, peppermint, and cypress essential oils. So those are all singles. They've combined them. And again, there's a science to this. Gary Young is the founder of Young Living and the developer of so many of these oils. And I think all the blends I'm talking about tonight, Gary actually did create. And there's a rhyme and a reason to, how much oil goes in and which one goes in first, how they layer it, how they combine them. Some of them they can just boom, 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 boom. Some of them they combine two, and then it has to go in the refrigerator for a while. And then they bring it back out, let it come to room temperature, and talk about mind expanding, right? How do they know this? But Gary he figured it out, because each one of these individual oils does something specific. It has specific constituents to it, and it reacts differently for our bodies. And he created this so that it truly was the best help for our bodies for different things. So Aroma Siez. Again, basil, marjoram, lavender, peppermint, and cypress. Hopefully you're familiar with these. They all come in vitality oils, I believe, except with maybe the exception of cypress. So which means if it's a vitality oil, it has a white label as a single oil, and you can take it internally, okay? So just think about in that regard. Those vitality oils, basil, marjoram, and peppermint, are really great for helping your body get to balance out to healthy inflammation levels. Because too much water gives us inflammation, too little water is dehydration, right? So we want to have that just at a perfect balance, ideally. Cypress is great actually for circulation, and lavender is just great for everything, skin related especially. calming as well. And then actually 4 of these 5 oils are in our raindrop kit. And so our collection, and that's so again, it's really working with our bodies to bring our body into wellness and balance that out. Okay. So these oils in the blend of Aroma Siez were specifically selected for their ability to relax, calm, and relieve the tension of spastic muscles resulting from common injuries, fatigue, or stress. The single oils in this blend are known to calm the nerves and relax muscles. And then cypress, like I mentioned, also helps stagnant matter move, which can ease muscle tension as the blood and lactic acid move through the area. So especially if you've gone and worked out and, maybe you're like, oh, I'm going to go and I'm preparing for a marathon. Like I would never do this, but some people do, right?
I do.
Donna did a half. Okay.
At 60.
I did 5, I've done 5Ks and that's about my limit. I'll just be honest. And that was years ago. I could probably do one of those still. But if you haven't been working out for a while, and maybe it's just, you're like, I'm not doing any of that, but I just have to go out and mow the lawn, right? Sometimes that in itself is a workout. And so this oil blend of these 5 oils can really help to move that lactic acid that is what is the buildup after we work out and after we use our muscles. Especially when we haven't used them for a while, it can help move that along. So this is great for any kind of just tension. When I have knots in my shoulders or in my arms or legs, this is great to just kind of rub on and get that knot out and just help it to relax. Do you have a story?
Can I share my story? It's about muscle cramps.
Sure.
Okay. Well, because when my Crohn's was really, really bad, I would get, even my hands would cramp. And everything would lock. My thumb would grab my little finger. And sometimes before someone told me about Aroma Siez, I'd have to hold my hand for 15 minutes. I mean, they would go everywhere in my body. I still get them sometimes, but not like I used to. And they told me about that, and it came that night after I'd held my hand for 15 minutes, just waiting it out at lunch. And I said, okay, I dumped it on it. Within 2 minutes, my hand's normal. It's not hurting. It's not cramped. It's not a claw.
Wow.
And so to me, all that other stuff is just, no big deal. When you get these cramps, that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else have a story on Aroma Siez? Hopefully you've used some of these at least, and I would love for you to share your stories with us. So does anybody else have one that they want to share? Rachel, go ahead.
My friend, she does ragbri, and she does all of the days, which is like what, 5 to 7 days.
7.
And yeah, so she goes with a group, and I gave her Aroma Siez in a roller bottle so she could use it when she was, biking. And she said it really helped. And when she would put it on at night after she was done biking for the day, and everyone would comment to her and say, oh, it smells like a spa around here. And so that was really nice that she enjoyed it.
That's awesome. And what a gift that was to give to her, because I mean, ragbri is hard. It's, for people who don't know, it's riding a bike from one end of Iowa with the Missouri River to the eastern side, which is the Mississippi. And it's a lot. So you don't think Iowa has hills until you go across it on a bike, I think, and then you find out. So, all right, next up is an oil called JuvaCleanse. Now, this is a powerhouse oil for your liver, to support your liver. Again, it comes in a vitality version. This oil, 3 oils, that's it in this blend: helichrysum, celery seed, and ledum. So in today's chemically polluted environment, there's even more need for natural, effective products that support and detoxify the liver. This blend was created with those 3 really effective liver supporting oils, and they've been studied for their antioxidant properties as well as liver protective properties. Celery seed and ledum specifically have also been found to support the urinary tract and lymphatic drainage and help balance the endocrine system. So this is a really, really powerful combination of oils. It's not cheap, I'll just tell you. So because you think about ledum and helichrysum, they're hard to obtain single oils. And so the fact that Gary was able to put them together and then add celery seed as well, It's really, really super powerful. So fun fact for you, helichrysum actually grows in rocks and it likes the rockier soil, the better. Okay. So if you've grown up in the Midwest, you know, and we have crops here in Iowa and Nebraska does too. And I remember as a kid having to go out and walk fields sometimes and pull the rocks out, right? Like my dad would say, oh yeah, you have to go over there and get the big rocks out of the field because it would ruin it would hurt the plow and the discs and stuff. In Croatia, where helichrysum, one of the farms that we grow helichrysum, that actually they love rocks and the rockier the better. So that was just super interesting when we were there and got to see that. They actually grind them up and plant them all around the plants. So this is a great one to apply topically over the liver and kidney or on your VitaFlex points on your feet. If you don't know where that is, look, you can just search VitaFlex and find a picture of them and it will come up. You can use this in the raindrop technique as well. And then, like I said, it comes in a vitality version. So you can take it internally just to support your liver. So is anybody using JuvaCleanse or have a story with this that you're working on? Not yet. So I've started to take this, but to help with liver support. So I will keep you posted on how that works out. Okay.
And Britta, do you do the vitality or do you put it on topically?
I've been taking it in capsules.
How many drops are you doing in a capsule?
I usually do 5 to 10, depends on what else I need it with.
And
And
okay,
you can add a longevity to it maybe, or you could add, you know, it depends on if I need immune support as well, then I'll add oils for that. If I need respiratory support, or if I, you know, maybe digestive support, it's really kind of up to you, or it can just be plain JuvaCleanse.
the reason I was asking was because I'm wondering if the Leadum would possibly bother my stomach. And so I would want to probably just like take that with peanut butter or something. Because you probably wouldn't have room in the capsule then for a carrier oil. So that's why I was asking that.
Yeah, usually the capsules hold about 20 drops. So if you only do 5 to 10, you should definitely get, you know, half of the capsule filled with the other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. This one, I'm sure many of you have tried. This is release oil. Okay. So hopefully you've tried release. So this one has a lot of oils. This has Ylang Ylang, lavandin, geranium, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, grapefruit, tangerine, spearmint, lemon, blue cypress, davana, lime, ocotea, jasmine, German chamomile, blue tansy, and rose. So there are a lot of oils in this one. And this is a powerful blend for enhancing the release of anger and memory trauma from the cells of the liver in order to create emotional well-being. So it helps to open the subconscious mind through pineal stimulation to release deep-seated trauma. And the frequency of oils in release may aid in letting go of negative emotions so one can progress in a more effective and efficient way. And it can also help release frustration. So let me talk to you about that a little bit, because sometimes people are like, how does an oil make me feel better? You know, like that's just crazy talk. So basically it's the frequency of these oils. And when they combine them, you know, a lot of these are really high frequency oils. So when you smell them, you're like, oh, it just kind of lifts your mood. It just does. It just changes how we feel. And the combination of these and the way that Gary was able to put these together just helps us, maybe it shifts our thinking and we think, okay, you know, when I smell this oil, it maybe just helps me relax a little bit, or maybe it just helps me, like it helps me smile, or it helps me just, you know, not be so angry. It may help me just start to think about, well, maybe I could let that go. Maybe I don't need to hold on so tight to this, right? And sometimes we're consciously aware of that. And sometimes we just are like, we go through a situation, all of a sudden at the end, we're like, oh, I didn't react the way I normally do. Okay. It might be from release. It might be, we're going to talk about joy in a little bit, or we're going to talk about some other oils. A lot of these have really high frequencies in them. So they just help us naturally to change how we look at things. Okay. Or what our attitude, our mental state is in a way. So I love that this can help relieve frustration. I will give you a caution on this though, is that if you're feeling frustrated with someone, that is probably, and you're going to be with them, that's probably not the time to put this on, because that will actually, it will help you release the frustration, but you may take it out on them. Okay. So, and I have a friend who did that. She had a great experience with release, and then came home and was dealing with some things with her spouse. And she put some of this on because thinking that, well, I just need to release my anger. And she did all over him. Then it was
Oh
not.
no.
So just make sure that you're, when you use this, that you are safe and that you're in a good place. Now, that if you're upset and you're alone by yourself, and you're like, okay, I just have to release this frustration because I know it is not serving me anymore, right? Then put it on, maybe get your journal and start journaling things, or go for a walk, or, go out into the middle of the country and just scream, or whatever you need to do. It's productive. But this is a powerful oil for helping you to release things that no longer serve you. Who has a story, just one story on release? Anybody?
I mean, I've never tried it, but it sounds really good, especially if you dealt with like verbal and physical and emotional abuse. So I'll have to try that.
Well, for those things, I'm going to have you hold off because I've got another oil that would be probably better at first to help you deal with some of that stuff. Because again, if we just jump right to release and we're like, okay, I'm going to deal with all these emotions, it's all going to come out and it can be traumatic in itself. Okay. So we're going to talk about trauma life in a little bit. Alice, go ahead.
During the reboot class, and if you've not done the book Reboot, if you've not used that, like, it seriously is amazing, and Britta does a beautiful class with it. Release is one of the oils. So I was practicing on Kayla, my daughter, the month before. We did it in January, and so in December I was doing it, and she would tell me what she was frustrated with, and then I would look up and I'd find which was closest. And so we were using release, and there are little words of affirmation that go with each oil. And it says something like, I release all that is not good for me. And that's not what it is, but it's something kind of like that. And so then when in December, my daughter ended up having a very difficult birth, and we had lots of trauma that went along with it. We kept saying that affirmation and using release, and it seriously helped so much.
Yeah, that's awesome. And she's doing really well now too with it, and decided she kind of likes some of these oils too, because again, sometimes we can have that block and we're like, nope, they don't smell good. I don't want anything to do with them. Nope, nope, nope. We start dealing with the emotions that we have of our own, right? And the oils just help to open those, maybe just open your willingness to start to face some things. Okay. Is what these will do. Now we can always say, nope, I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to stop using it. That's fine. You don't have to use them, but they may be a huge blessing for you. So next up is one of my very, very, very favorites. And hopefully you can see that it's Sacred Mountain. So I was so excited that this one was listed in this first class, because you guys, just like with the singles, there are a lot of oils that we are going to do several of these, because there are some that I'm like, I don't use these enough, and I forget how good they are. So this one is black spruce, Northern Lights black spruce, Ylang Ylang, Idaho grand fir, and cedarwood. So just 4 oils, but 3 of them are tree oils. So they have very deep roots going down deep, right? And then Ylang Ylang is a very florally flower that brings the love into it. Okay. And a lot of times people will connect Ylang Ylang with love. So Ylang Ylang is also really, really good for the heart. And, so think about everything that the heart does. And so we're grounding ourselves, and we're providing the love and the blood flow and everything else. So mountain aromas instill strength, empowerment, grounding, and protection with the feeling, or with the spiritual feeling, of being in a sacred environment. So the conifer oils creates a feeling of protection, empowerment, and grounding. And this blend may help you find security. And I always just kind of like, when I put this on, and I just put this on right as before I started talking about it, and it's just it just makes me breathe and just kind of go, and just let out that tension, right? And just relax. So you can actually take deep breaths of Sacred Mountain and allow it to soothe and calm your breathing, which it does for me so much. Have you've used this before? Okay. So spruce grounds the body. It creates a balance and opening necessary to receive and to give. That's that Northern Lights black spruce, really high frequency too. Like I said, Ylang Ylang may help balance the male-female energies and help focus thoughts, filtering out the ever-present garbage. Maybe we all need to start using Ylang Ylang more, I think, you know. It brings back feelings of self-love, confidence, joy, and peace. Grand fir may help create a feeling of grounding, anchoring, and empowerment. And cedarwood helps open the pineal gland and is very oxygenating to the brain and the cells. So if we want our brain to work well, which helps our body work well and respond well, cedarwood's actually a very economical oil to use, but I really, really, really love the smell of Sacred Mountain. So does anybody else have a story on how they use this? And I diffuse this all the time too. It's like, I think I was diffusing it today. Every once in a while, I'll just say it. I'm sitting at my desk. And I'm like, oh, I just need to put some on today. So don't think about it. Go, okay, I just have to do it. I do it at 8 o'clock every morning and I don't ever use them again. Just use them throughout the day, right? So nobody else is using this, right? Huh? All right, you guys, you all got to get some. If you don't have it, that one, you can message me and I'll send you a sample because I love it. And I want everybody to love it like I do. Although then maybe it'll go out of stock and then I won't like it anymore, but I won't like you all for using my oil. All right, next up is common sense. Who needs more of this in their life? Or who thinks that maybe our world needs a little bit more of this in their lives, right? So this one is frankincense, Ylang Ylang, ocotea, goldenrod, ruta, dorado azul, and lime. So this was specially formulated from oils that can help individuals remain calm and relaxed, helping to enhance clarity of thought and rational decision making. We need to diffuse this anytime that there is a political discussion or the election. Maybe every election place should have this, just to, maybe it would just help people to be kind, right? And to have common sense. I don't know. But, well, I won't go any further than that. Sorry. The individual oils in this blend have been found to reduce stress, which is good, calm nerves, promote better sleep, and support overall good feelings and everyday thinking skills. The oils are known to help balance irrational thinking and rash decisions. So it just calms you down instead of just reacting to situations, right? It helps us think through them. A lot of times I think people on Facebook need to be using this, or on social media, instead of just reacting and spouting off negativity. We all just need to take a breath, right? Maybe use some Sacred Mountain and some common sense. So you can easily diffuse this by adding a few drops to a cotton ball, and then you could place it on your desk or in an air vent even. That would help everybody in the office if you could do that. Also, of course, just inhale it from your hands or from the bottle. And this blend actually works really well with brain power, clarity, and peppermint. Okay, so any of those you could add to it as well, because it's just going to help enhance your thinking and just maybe be more focused and creative. So Alice says she puts it on her neck for calming. And that's awesome. Anybody else use this if they have a story to share?
Can I smell it?
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, hopefully you will get some and use it, because it's kind of a fun one.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's good. It smells good. Donna says it smells good too, so we know it does if she says so. All right, we'll do a few more. This one, hopefully you're using Endoflex. Who's using this? Anybody? Every day I roll this on. I put a roller top on mine. It goes right here in the notch in my neck for my thyroid support, and I put it on my lower back on both sides for just to help my adrenals. And you know, weirdly enough, it helps my, like if I wake up with a low back ache, it always goes away after I roll this on. So I just think that's so interesting. All right, this one contains spearmint, sage, geranium, myrtle, German chamomile, and nutmeg. Nutmeg is really, really good for the adrenals. Endoflex may help provide overall balance and support to the endocrine system and work to improve the vitality of the body. It may support the pineal and pituitary glands, your parathyroid, thymus, and adrenals. And it may also help alleviate hot flashes, stimulate weight loss by improving metabolic function, and even calm moods and tantrums of any age. And I love that as that resource part of it. Okay. So if it's somebody in your house is throwing tantrums, and oftentimes we think that's children, but no, it could be the grown-up too, right? This is a godsend. And if you can, like I said, put it on a roller, you can roll it on their wrists, roll it over their thyroid, or just kind of over their heart, just wherever, just get it on, or just throw it in the diffuser. And this is a great one. This also contains sesame seed oil, which is an antioxidant rich in vitamin E. And like I said about the nutmeg, supporting the adrenals. So I use this every day. Does anybody else use this? And anybody have a story you want to share?
I just use it sporadically. And I guess I probably should use it more often.
Yeah, you should, Donna. Every day. Anybody else have a story you want to share about Endoflex? Just think endo means it supports the endocrine system. Okay. Juva, what you've talked about, JuvaCleanse earlier, supports Juva, anything supports liver. So that is a great, great oil. Hopefully you guys will use it. I think really, truly everybody needs Endoflex, and it's not that expensive. So, and it's a 15 ml bottle. It does come in Vitality version as well. So you can get it in the 5 ml bottle. But it really does last a long time, and it helps with so much. All right, this is another old label, but surrender. Some of us need to surrender our thinking or surrender some things in our lives, right? So this one has lavender, lemon, black spruce, Roman chamomile, Angelica, which we talked about with the single heroes, and mountain savory. So most of these single oils are calming, relaxing, and balancing to the emotions, making it effective for those with dominant personalities who at times may become unfocused or overbearing. Now, do you know anybody in your life that has a dominant personality that maybe needs to use some of this? I think we all could say yes, and maybe it's us, right? So this may help one surrender aggression and a controlling attitude. So maybe you're like, well, I'm not aggressive. It could be passive aggressive too, remember? Or it could just be that we like to be in charge and be in control of things. Stress and tension are released quickly when we surrender willfulness. And by balancing the emotions, clearing the mind, and reducing feelings of anxiety and stress, this blend of surrender may help us recover equilibrium and calm inner strength. Aromatically, it may help balance anxiety and calm nervousness and irritability, and it may also help to balance the emotions and clear the mind. So is anybody using surrender right now? I need to use this much more than I do because I like to be in charge of probably a little too much. I'm learning some new things in the last couple of days, and I'm being taught. And in my head, I'm like, okay, let's move on. Let's move. Let's go. Let's go. Right. And I need to take this with me because it's not about me and my time frame. I got to go with the flow. So I need to change it. I'll put that on tomorrow before I go back.
So when my husband was working, he retired, and so now he's working, but he's working jobs that he is not overwhelmed with. And he used to come home and be very short and very cranky. And I would put that in the diffuser and you could just see him melt. It was crazy.
Nice. And it would just kind of relax him then and help him not be so
Yes.
cranky. Nice.
Yep. And he'd just sit down in the chair and just, oh, it was great.
That's awesome. All right, you guys, we all need that, right? We need it for ourselves probably some days, and certainly for our spouse or kids some days. So on those days that you really need it, this might be the other option for you is Trauma Life. And Rachel, this is the one I mentioned earlier with you. With what you were talking about. So the oils in Trauma Life are Royal Hawaiian Sandalwood, frankincense, valerian, black spruce, davana, lavender, geranium, helichrysum, citrus hystrix, and rose. Okay. So this blend is specifically for trauma in your life. And this could be past abuses. It could be car accidents. It could be Gosh, just hearing bad news, it could be really anything. Okay. So I think that sometimes we think, oh, that trauma is not very bad. That one's not very bad. Or we think that of ourselves. Well, I don't really have trauma, so I don't need that. But you guys, this could be a huge godsend for some people. So the emotional trauma from accidents, deaths of loved ones, assault, abuse, and anything else really can implant its devastation deep within the hidden recesses of the mind or the heart, causing lifelong problems that seem endless. So being able to release such burdens can bring about a new lease on life with a return to motivation and vitality. This blend combats stress and uproots trauma that can cause sleeplessness, anger, restlessness, and even a weakened immune response. Okay, so boy, that covers a whole lot of things. And if you're doing other things you're doing all the stress related things, to help you relax, or you're doing all the sleep related things to help you go to sleep and it's not helping, this might be something to consider. Okay. So many of the oils in this blend are powerfully calming and grounding and can help purge the stress and uproot the traumas that are often at the heart of our physical fatigue and overburdened immune systems. Others are spiritually uplifting, others of the oils in this blend, which can help bring us closer to our creator and help us see our trials from the proper perspective. Because how many times do you know somebody who has gone through trials and then they are a victim, right? And it's poor me, or why this, why? And it's draining for them and for everybody else that's around them. And not that it's not important, and not that it's not real, but if we're always stuck in victimhood, then we always lose our power, and we're always, we're giving it away, and we're literally stuck. It's just like we're stuck in this quicksand that's just going to keep sucking us under. And anything we can do to change the thinking and the frequency here, right, first, it can help other people as well. So sometimes physical and mental difficulties are a result of unreleased trauma. So I don't know. Will this work for you? I don't know. Alice says she doesn't like the smell, but it does work. So Alice, tell us about, can you share just one situation where you were using it, or why you took it with you maybe one time?
Well, like I say, when I'm taking those long trips, so going to Colorado, I take it with me all the time. And one day I got broke down on the side of the road on the interstate, and I could feel that it could turn into a traumatic experience, because that's scary. I was there for nearly 2 hours, by myself. I had called for help and just had to stand and wait. And so I just was slathering it on. And I was like, I don't like this, but I'm going to continue. Every 10 or 15 minutes, I'd put more on behind my ears, around my ears, on my wrists. And then I would just breathe. And by the time I got the help, I was like, oh, okay, I'm all right. And who knows if it was that or not, but I think it's probably it didn't hurt anything. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. And a lot of times, you guys, this trauma is hidden in our mind or in our bodies, right? And things are going to come out eventually. And we break down our mind, our bodies break down. And so that's some of this. So diffusing, putting it on, like Alice was talking about, around the ears, the nape of the neck, on the forehead, put it on your wrists, whatever, diffuse it. It truly can help with that. So, and diffusing it, remember, will help you and everyone else in the room with you, right? And so you don't know who's going to benefit, including animals will benefit. We've had some dog fights at our house, and my Mastiff actually is traumatized by my daughter's dog. And you guys, it is painful to watch him, but we're diffusing trauma life some at home, and Tia Way is another good one that's more economical. Again, it has different oils, and it's already pre-diluted for animals, but it's another great option for just helping people or animals work through their trauma and release it, right? And then we're using Valor and diffusing that as well for him. So This dog's gonna get courageous again, I tell you, at some point, if we can help it. All right, let's do a couple more. I'm not sure what time it is, but I think we have time for a couple more. So Joy, hopefully you've used Joy. This one used to be in our starter kit, but they've taken that out, but this is a great, great oil. This one contains bergamot, ylang ylang, geranium, lemon, coriander, tangerine, jasmine, Roman chamomile, palmarosa, and rose. So a lot of citrus and a lot of flowers is in this one. Generally, this is a really high frequency blend of oils. When inhaled, it brings back memories of being loved, being held, sharing loving times, feeling and opening the blocks in our lives where perhaps we've shut down to love or receiving love, or even loving ourselves. Okay, some of us have bought into a lie that we don't deserve good things, and this can help us to open up some of those blocks. When there is grief, the adenoids and the adrenal glands shut down, so Joy can help open those glands. Joy produces a magnetic energy that brings joy to the heart, mind, and soul, and it inspires romance and helps overcome grief and sadness. So emotional blockages to love may produce a dislike for the fragrance of this oil. My best friend started using oils about, I think, a year after her mom died. And my daughter had an amazing experience with Joy when she was, she was in the hospital for an illness, and she was anointed with the oil of joy. And we watched, I opened my eyes during this prayer and watched this incredible peace and calm come over her. And the presence of Christ was in the bed with her, I know, at that time. But it was this transformation from agony to just calm and just peace, right? Every time after that, you guys, she would smell this oil, that calm and that peace would come over her. And it didn't matter what bad news I was going to give her that day. If I got this oil on her first or on me and talked with my hands, that calm just came over her. So my best friend was hearing me tell these stories a lot, and she thought, okay, I got to use this oil. Now, she had not grieved her mom. And so she would use this oil and physically get ill, right? She could not do it. She had stuck it away in a drawer, but then she made the decision, I'm going to work through this. And so she wouldn't put it on her, but she would open the bottle. She would drip a couple on her head and quickly close it and throw it back in the drawer because she didn't want to touch it. But by doing that every day for, I don't even remember how long she did it, it started to, the frequency of the oils and on her brain, right, on her communication center with God back here, it started to change her reactions to people, her reactions to the grief. It started to help her work through the grief. And now it's okay to use. Okay. Still maybe not her favorite, because we have, like 300 different oils, singles and blends, right? So if it's not your favorite, that's okay. But just try to use this. Now, if there is an irritation to the smell of an oil, do the following, okay? And I just thought this was super interesting. So you're going to rub the blend. Let's see, you're going to put a drop in your hands. Sorry, I got to read my directions. And then rub it in both hands in a circular clockwise motion. And then put one hand over the navel, okay, so over your belly button, and the other hand over the thymus above the heart. Hold it for 20 seconds. Okay. Breathe. You got to breathe through all this. And then you're going to switch hands. Okay. So then the other hand goes over the heart and over your navel. And change your hands and repeat, it says. So this is just one option that maybe if you really don't like an oil, you could start doing just that every day. If you can stand to have it on your hands, then you can go wash your hands if you need to. But the frequency, having this oil on your skin, your body, like I said before, it just sucks it all in. Your hands are usually not greasy. You're not, not wet or anything, or your arms or wherever you put it, but it's just going to pull it right in. And really, you're going to get that benefit of it. So who else has a joy story to share? I'll just read some stories here. So Alice said she hated joy when she started. Somebody suggested using 1 drop of joy with 6 drops of lemon. So did you diffuse it? Yeah. So 1 drop of joy, 6 drops of lemon. That's a great idea. Or an orange even would be really good too, maybe. And now she loves it. So can you put it on individually, Alice, now? Just plain joy?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And that I put it over my heart, or sometimes I'll put it on, on my wrists, kind of like perfume.
Yeah. And I love to, I tell people all the time, put joy over your heart, because we need more joy in our heart. Okay. No matter what. So just support it. And then somebody says they put on joy before going to the doctor when she felt she was going to get bad news, and she was anxious, right? Because I mean, anytime we are going into something uncertain, our anxiety just raises. And she said that her blood pressure was actually lower and she felt less anxious when she got there. So I love that story. Thank you for sharing that. All right. One more we're going to do. And I hopefully you guys, I'm going to ask you a question in just a minute about some of these oils. Oh, Darlene just talking about it. So this one is white Angelica. And white Angelica, it contains bergamot, myrrh, geranium, royal Hawaiian sandalwood, ylang ylang, coriander, black spruce, melissa, hyssop, rose, and a base of sweet almond oil. So if you guys have heard, some of those oils I've mentioned in a lot of these blends, because these are powerful oils. And when the different combinations though really creates different things in each blend and for each of us. So it has 10 oils to create a frequency field to ward off the bombardment of negative energy. And that is what I love about white Angelica, is that especially if I know I'm going into a tense situation, or maybe it's just an uncertain situation, and maybe it's family dinner, I don't know, or a holiday. This is a good one just to help protect my energy, my stuff from her stuff, right? Or from your stuff. So I literally put this on as if I was doing a shield over me. Okay. So just think about it in that way. This is important to use in emotional cleansing. It may help increase the aura around your body, bringing a delicate sense of strength and protection and a greater awareness of your potential. It may also help with anger, sadness, stress, and give a feeling of security. Oftentimes when we are angry, stressed, or sad, we are insecure, right? It just depletes who we are. It depletes our confidence. And we might think, oh, they're really confident because they're angry. But a lot of us hide behind anger because we don't know what we're doing, right? Or we think we don't. We have imposter syndrome. And even the best people, the people you most respect and look up to, they still deal with imposter syndrome too, you guys. I'll just promise you that. And so this can help you just to protect yourself, but it also can maybe help you to face situations too. So white Angelica does play an important role in Gary's Great Day Protocol. So we didn't talk about the first oil, which is Valor in the protocol, right? Because Valor is a very well-known oil that most people know about. Again, it comes in our kit. And then next is Harmony. We talked about Harmony and oh no, we didn't talk about Harmony. Did we? Oh, we didn't yet.
No, we
Okay, next is Harmony, where we just want to be more harmonious with people, or maybe with ourselves, right? We want to just be at peace with ourselves, or be at peace with other people. Joy, because we want to bring joy to ourselves. We want to provide it to other people. And then white Angelica to protect ourselves and to protect the energy that we have, so that we can be a light to other people and not get sucked into the darkness and the just the negativity that's out there. Okay. So white Angelica is a really, really powerful oil. Those of you who have tried Gary's Great Day Protocols, anybody want to share? Darlene, do you want to come on and share your experience with it? Maybe not. She says she needs to regain her routine, so she needs to start doing it again. Are you doing it?
I do.
Okay, do you have anything you want to share?
Well, I guess maybe, I think things happen sometimes very gradually. And so.
Okay, Oh, there
Can you
she
hear
is.
me?
Okay, go ahead, darling.
I'm gonna share real quick.
Yeah.
We had a really bad episode with Shane one night, and Jenny had to go retrieve him. So we are doing Valor, Relieve It, which I know I can't replace once I use it all right now. Oh, we're at supper. That's why you're hearing music. Trying to think what else she did. Give me a minute. We're using Cool Azul, but that's for his pain. But Patchouli, and I want to say it's those three. Yeah, it's those three and Cool Azul. And we get a lot better night's sleep because we've been going nights without sleep.
Good.
So Valor is another one I grab during the day if I need to calm him. But I think I'm gonna try Sacred Mountain now too.
Good.
So
And Darlene, I just looked on your Facebook page because I knew you had posted it there. Geranium was the other one.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Darlene, for popping on. I appreciate that. And Sharon, Donna, you want to finish sharing your?
Well, I just think that, I started using it, guys, probably a year ago. And I don't think, you notice anything immediately, but I think gradually I get less irritated with other drivers, that sort of thing, because I actually thought it would be nice at one point to have a loudspeaker on my car so I could talk to them.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not the best idea. Okay, well, I'm glad she's using the Great Day Protocol, so everybody can have a great day around her too. All right. You know what? I think we'll just end. Should we do one more? Or should we end it on that one? You can look up the Great Day Protocol online, and then yes, we do have it also on. I'm not sure who iPhone is, but send me a message and I can send you the actual written out too. And if you're on I'm not sure if you're on my team or not, but I know in the hub, if you are, you can search Great Day. And there are tons of posts on it because we've done some challenges on it with it right now through the end of the month. I believe the Great Day Protocol is also 10% off. So you actually receive all 4 of those oils, and it's around $100, I think, isn't it?
Is that the one also that has the?
Yeah, and
That's really cool.
they had been shipping it, and now that's probably while supplies last with a little it's like a little DVD screen of Gary talking about some things, and it's a really sweet memories of him and why he put some of this together. So
It's Sarah, by the way, Britta.
oh, is it?
Mine says iPhone all the time. I can't get it to change. So sorry about that.
Well, that's all right.
I'll send you a
I didn't look to see who it was because it just I see you, so I know who you are. Okay. Funny.
Okay,
All
I'll
right.
look it up or send you a message.
Perfect. Okay. All right, we'll do one more. Melrose. Okay, this is like one to end the night with. This is one of my favorite oils. I bought this for the very first time back in 2008 because it was on sale. It was 10% off. And we didn't get free stuff back then, but they decided in July, I believe, of that year, they were going to put oils on sale for 10% off. And I thought, all right, if they're going to be on sale, I'm going to buy them then because I'm not paying extra for these silly oils, right? Because I was not a believer. But within a week of having this oil in my possession, I watched a miracle happen. And because of a drop of lavender and a drop of Melrose, and I have never been without this oil since. Okay. Now, let me tell you all the good things in it. There's actually only 4 oils in this, okay? It's rosemary, tea tree, clove, and niaouli, which is Melaleuca quinquenervia, I think is how you say that. So the strong cleansing properties of these oils make it excellent for cleansing and soothing minor cuts, bruises, scrapes, and insect bites. That's what I love using it for today is bites. But its actual primary use is helping with tissue regeneration from damage or injury and supporting healthy inflammation levels in the body. It's powerful when diffused to dispel odors, purify the air, and protect against daily radiation bombardment. So think about EMFs, right? Those electromagnetic frequencies. This is a great oil to help protect us. So carry it in your pocket, put it on your wrists. You can do a shield over yourself as well. But this is, you can diffuse it. Certainly it's very cleansing. It reminds me a lot of purification if you've used that. So it actually helps kind of dispel odors and stuff. And fun fact, Gary brought Melrose along for his dog sledding journey across Alaska. He used it on his hands to help them feel rejuvenated after holding onto the sled for so many hours, as well as caring for the dog's paws. So I thought that was super interesting. Okay, and a great story. So has anybody else used this one? I'd like to roll it around my ears too. If I need, sometimes they get a little painful or clogged up. Might be a great option too if you get water in your ears, just to help to get that to drain. Okay, so, and these are just everyday things that we would use it for, right? I'm not promising like cures or anything, but these are just everyday situations that we have. And this is a powerful oil, and it's very, very economical. Okay, it comes in a 15 ml. I love it. So does anybody have a story?
For me, I had,
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead.
For me, I had stitches from a procedure, and I put it around it. I didn't put them on the stitches, but I put it around it, and it really helped to like eliminate the scarring that was happening from those stitches being in there for a week or so.
Yeah.
So that's what I've used it for, skin stuff mostly, but really did help with the stitches healing and, making it less scarring.
Awesome. And you will definitely find that. Alice, go ahead.
I can get swimmer's ear. And so when it's humid, I have a roller top on my Melrose. And then I take that and roll it around my ears. And then I do like a massage on it. And then I take my Endoflex on my thyroid. That's what every morning, those are the two that I put on immediately.
Nice. That's perfect. And the oils in this are pretty gentle, but if you have really sensitive skin, you can always dilute it. You could add some carrier oil to that, or pour some into another bottle and with some carrier oil, and then put a roller on it or whatever, or, put it on directly and then add carrier oil directly on top. So many options with these oils, you guys. And I hope that tonight's class was really, we have so many more. I actually have 5 more that we could go over, but lack of time. So we're going to do we'll do part 2 in a few weeks. But here's the thing about this is that if we don't use them, right? Or if we don't learn about them, we don't know to use them. And if we don't use them, then we don't know what kind of experiences we could have. And so what I love about these products is that really the sky's the limit to what our experiences can be. And it just takes opening a bottle and putting it on. Okay. And if we don't have it with us, then we're not going to have it available to try. So we never know when we're going to need them. So don't, what I did when I first got started back in 2008, was that actually, did we get started? I think we got started in 2007, actually. But I used to read testimonials a lot, and we had Yahoo groups, and I would just go scroll through and write down oils that kept coming up over and over and over again in different people's testimonials. And I'd be like, well, we have these are my concerns, or these are our issues, or whatever. And when they would come up over and over and over, they went on my loyalty rewards order, and I would try a new product every month. So Young Living is so incredibly generous, and they make it so easy to get started with Young Living as well. You can actually get started with any order at this point, but they have special collections that they're called starter bundles, and they have them at discounted prices, which they are the bomb in prices. And my favorite still, I got started with it 15 years ago, and it still today is my favorite. It's the Everyday Oils collection, or the Essential Oils starter bundle, I think. And you actually get 12 different oils. I heard somebody say today it's like 1,100 drops of aromatherapy in those bottles. And you can choose a diffuser, and it's only $165. And I say only $165 because it's like a $450 value. And you guys, these are life-changing drops of aromatherapy. when I got started, I truly thought it was only aromatherapy and just, oh, it's just some, it's their psychological, they're convincing themselves it's a placebo, until I started using them and started seeing results. And yes, some of it was emotional, but a lot of it was physical. A lot of it actually was probably emotional, but it started changing personalities in my family, and it started calming us down, or it started to make us maybe be kinder, or maybe start to be willing to face some situations or whatever. So these 12 bottles truly cover almost every need that you could have. And it's a great way to get started. So if you are ready to do that, if you're not currently a Young Living member, get back with whoever shared this video with you and let them know that you are ready to get started and get your own, drops of aromatherapy that you can experience and play with in your house. If you are currently a member or a customer of Young Living, then you can actually get paid to share this stuff. And it's just, sharing is like saying, hey, you need to try this oil. That's sharing, you guys. But you can also, the best way to get these products is truly on loyalty rewards. And like I said, I used to make a list of products, and then every once in a while they would go on loyalty rewards. And that's how we got to try new things. Young Living is so generous that today they keep giving us free stuff when we order stuff, when we order our products, whether it's on loyalty rewards or even on a quick order. And that also will help you expand your the oils that you have and the things that you get to try. So make sure that you talk to whoever shared this with you, and just let them know that you're ready and that you are super excited, and then we can welcome you into our community and continue to educate you and have fun together, because that's what we really want to do. So thank you for joining me. I hope you will join us again at the next time that we do this class, and have a great night.